rocking your life like the person who works at the White House, who spends his entire day making sick TikTok edits that are cut from Call of Duty and GTA 5. This is the Educated Ignorance Podcast. It's the weekend warm-up here on the For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network, and we're not going to be doing weird bowling jokes about strikes out in somewhere in some other country. We're going to talk about fun stuff today. And we're going to talk about basketball. I'm joined by three really good friends. Gentlemen, I'm joined by the Bam Adebayo, Bam Adebayo enthusiast, Danny. We are joined by Jason Tatum enthusiast, Don. And we are joined by all things Texas enthusiast, Steve. Gentlemen, it is good to see you all. How are we doing today?
I was really hoping you were just going to say, and Steve. And just leave it at that.
I don't want to put. I don't want to leave him short. You know, I would never do that.
Fair.
I need no introduction. They know who I am.
Yeah,
that is true. He is here. He is dear, and he is here to bring fear. We have some great stuff for you guys today. It is a whole episode of sport brought to you solely by the power of basketball today. Mostly. I don't think Danny has any other shenanigans. We're going to find out at least. He's always got something loaded up. We're going to talk a whole bunch of things. College basketball conference tournament weekend. We are in the thick of it. Pretty much getting you primed for the weekend. Of course, this is the weekend warm-up, obviously, and we're going to get you ready to rock for all of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's action. We're recording this Thursday night. Do not forget, first of all, if you're watching, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We would really appreciate that here on YouTube or whatever platform you're watching this on. Also, as well, if you are a movie enthusiast, me and a friend, a friend of mine named Blake, we started up a podcast called Real Ignorance. We just reviewed Fight Club last week. It was a great time. It dropped on Monday. Go watch that. It was awesome. We also did a review of How to Make a Killing. I think next week we're going to do Project Hail Mary when it comes out. So we are rolling with that one, so go and check that out. We got a bunch of great content here on the channel for you. So we appreciate everybody hanging out with us. And also Sunday, we will be live on all the platforms, the Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. What time does it start? Around like 5:30 Central Time-ish?
Yeah, 5 your time.
So it'll be the Educated Ignorance Golden Ticket Extravaganza, just like last year, where we did, I'm pretty sure it'll be all of us. It'll be the four of us plus Kev and Ray. I'm assuming they'll both be there too. We'll do a live reaction to the brackets being released, give some thoughts. Probably
possible betting cheese sighting, I think. I messaged him about it.
Oh boy, we're out here, full house. We're going to get hit with fire code. But we will be breaking it down. Who knows? We'll probably be yelling about Miami, Ohio being left out of the field or something. What just happened? There we go. So we are going to have a great time on Sunday. So make sure you tune in for that. That will be live on Sunday evening. All right, gentlemen, let's get after it. Danny, take the reins.
I do have a soccer thing if you want me to pull it up. Also, going with our uniform thing we've done last week, the Tennessee Titans have released their new uniforms for the season. Have you guys seen these yet?
Yeah, these literally dropped moments before we came on the air.
That's why I'm trying to import the image here.
Did Don, Steve, did you guys see them? Because I did, and they are beautiful.
No, I haven't seen them yet.
They're very Houston Oilers coded.
Which is probably going to piss off Oilers people. Because I know they hate when that gets used.
Here we go. It's coming.
They probably got the. Those are good.
The white with the blue pants is what looked the best to me. That's what I.
They got mad at Houston, University of Houston using them.
I just love the fact that they didn't show Kim Ward's face.
So yeah, Joe, I got one for us. Steve, Don, I think I've said this to you before, Steve. I'm sure y'all probably saw this. Brazilian Cup final has resulted in the most red cards ever given in a soccer game in history.
What did you say? Cup?
A Brazilian Cup final, yeah.
Oh, because I did not hear you say cup. I heard you say Brazilian Cup. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, it was the guy watching the referee give the cards.
It's the most extravagant of the cuck chairs, the Brazilian one.
So 23 red cards were given out in this game. Joe, mind you, there are only 22 players that are on the field at once.
23.
I'll show you how chaotic this got. 23 red cards. I have the video right here. Is it up on screen?
Yep. Here we go.
The 2-minute.
Gotta love Danny's pixelated internet.
Does the guy? Oh, so the goalie like AIs him?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is coming to me like frame by frame. Oh my goodness. Number 88 is down. He is down for the count.
Players from the reserves, from the 90th, from the 5th minute of stoppage time to the 8th minute of stoppage time, 23 red cards were given out. They were only given out in those 3-minute that 3-minute increment because the referee could not write all the names down fast enough.
Danny, do yourself a favor. Move the antenna so it stops going frame by frame.
Is it going slow for you?
Yep.
Slow for us, dude.
Yeah, it does look like it's going frame by frame.
Yeah,
Danny, it looks like you're taking the video and you're stopping it, like that one episode of iCarly where he literally had to move everything every 5 seconds. That's what it looks like right there.
It's in stop. It was in stop
motion. It's weird because it was coming through perfectly fine on my end.
I'm glad that's what it does.
Reference.
Huh?
Ever.
So yeah, so
bring that to the college juice, man. We need that.
Yeah, fucking
23 red cards.
I got you.
23 red cards given out in that game. 6 players have been suspended for the rest of the season. 1 player has been suspended indefinitely. I know you couldn't see it there, but there was an angle of it where he jumped in the air and fucking karate kicked the goalie in the face.
It's
and he's been suspended indefinitely.
Mm-hmm. It looked like the goalie like AI'd him. Like he walked over.
No, so the dude went in and tried to like draw a foul on the goalie, and then he literally tackled. Like when they tried to get up, he like fucking tackled him again.
Oh well,
fair play, fair play, Sonny Jim. 23 is a lot. So the game just ended then.
Yeah, it was. There was only 1 minute left, so they just ended the game. But yeah, so that was how the cup final ended. All right, so let's get into our first thing here, which is the conference tournament reactions. We can start with you guys. What team has, from this weekend's tournaments, has stood out to you, impressed you, or surprised you so far?
Not to be a homer, but we were one shot away from it being Florida State. Damn. I did not wake up this morning, boys, and think I was going to be emotionally invested. But tip the cap to Luke Laux, man. God, they are gonna be a bitch and a half to deal with eventually, and by eventually I mean next year.
Are they good at math? Because all they needed was 1 point.
Yeah,
and they
would you take a 3? Why?
Why not set a play up? You had 2 timeouts.
Yeah, call the time. I don't mind them not taking the timeout. And he got a good look, but it's like, you could have got a much better one.
So I drove to the lane and literally got a foul and shot the meters.
That's the only thing I didn't like about the game. But fair play to Florida State.
Listen, I had Florida State 14-1 today.
And if they won that game, they probably are running the table. Because they'd get the Clemson North Carolina winner, and right now Clemson's up 8 as we're recording this. So I mean,
yeah, don't talk to me, please, about it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
One, I'm curious you guys' thoughts on Iowa State that has broken a record in their first 2 games with the highest point differential in Big 12 history through 2 games. They had a plus 71 point differential. Steve, is this more of playing 2 slumping opponents, or is Iowa State bound to make a run this year?
I think it's because their fans travel and they were creating a great environment. I mean, they're a good team, so you give them a great environment with a good team, and this is what happens. I'm not, as far as a run in a tournament. No, I'm not sold on Iowa State making a run.
Joe,
Hey, that's a hell of an environment to have at 11:30 Central in a snooze, and usually the sleepy game.
Yeah.
The first game was like, whatever, because they blasted who was it, like oh god, I can't even remember.
It was Arizona State after after the big emotional. We got one win for Bobby Hurley before he's out the door.
Yeah, because they beat Baylor. So yeah, they clapped Arizona State. Whatever, that's fine. Today was pretty impressive because Texas Tech, even without JT Toppin, they've been a roller coaster, but that's still impressive to do that.
Don't forget Chris Jansen got banged up a little bit there.
Yeah, that was big. That was big.
Yeah, watching that game kind of reminded me that my heart was broken when Toppin got hurt. They're good. Do I trust them to win 6 games? No, but tomorrow's going to be fascinating to see them play Arizona.
Fun fact, because what Steve said and how good they travel, I like them to beat Arizona. I take them right now on the money line.
They got to be pretty damn good value to win this weekend.
I mean, they were 7-1 coming in. You can only imagine what they are now.
And I'd take them over whoever they would get in the bottom of the bracket. So,
not if Kansas is there, I'll tell you that.
You have a lot. I mean, I know it's because you love Peterson, but I forgot you have a thing with Kansas this year.
No, it's just right now. It's just the tournament. Like, Peterson's going to play, so I think that they're going to be at their best. It doesn't look it right now because TCU is taking care of business, but I just think Self's the best coach in the conference. So they were 8-1 odds. I took the 8-1 odds with the best coach.
Yeah,
that's a good call.
Yeah, I was on the same side as Don. Everything you said. I mean, once again, it's another thing about fans, Joe. Consider where the location of the tournament is and what fans are going to be there. That's why it's kind of, you looked at Iowa State. Taking Iowa State the future to win Big 12 wasn't crazy, like I said, for that factor. And Kansas throwing in on top of having Bill Self, having the fans there as well is going to be a big boost. And hey, Darren Peterson, as much as we talk about when he plays and doesn't play, when he plays and he's really balling, like no one can touch him. So that I'll always take a risk on that.
No, I agree. That's a good call. And right now, as we're recording, TCU's up 3. So
TCU's actually down 1 right now. So
wow. Okay, I am minutes behind.
And
on the old app.
A chance at an N1 here.
There we go. Okay, yep, there we go. Now it's caught up.
And last one we have here before we get the bubble. Joe, your Illini play tomorrow. They got Wisconsin, who has been hot over the last couple of games of the regular season and to start the tournament. How are you feeling about your team going into tomorrow's game?
I feel much better than when they played a couple weeks ago, in theory. Now, when they did play a few weeks ago, I did not expect that outcome to happen, and it probably still shouldn't have because Illinois was up 12 with 8 minutes left and died. Now, granted, the biggest difference in this game is going to be they aren't going to have a 6-man rotation because Boswell was already out and Stojakovic basically just didn't play. So that is going to be a massive difference. However, Nick Boyd and John Blackwell are, I mean, good Lord. They are one of I don't even know. I'm probably forgetting someone and being incredibly hyperbolic if I said they're the best guard backcourt or like the best scoring guard duo in the country, but it's pretty hard to top that. So, but again, Boswell and Stojakovic are their 2 best perimeter defenders. I think that's going to make a big difference. I would like to think Illinois is going to be able to kind of lean on them a bit, but we'll see. It'll be a fun game. I'm excited to see it. I really wish Illinois would have been on the bottom of the bracket because I didn't want to play. I wanted to avoid Michigan until maybe Sunday, but win tomorrow, and then we'll see what happens. I do want to say this real quick before you guys kind of touch on the big note on the Big Ten. Shout out to Northwestern and Nick Martinelli. Won 2 games, most likely ended Indiana's season yesterday or Wednesday, excuse me. And they ran out of gas today against Purdue. I thought they had a shot against them, but that game was over, and it was over fast. So, but shout out to Northwestern. It was a joy to watch them in the caverns of the United Center over the first 2 days of the Big Ten tournament. I had a pleasure tuning into that.
All right. Don, Steve, you guys have any teams you want to shout out or talk about real quick in their conference tournament runs?
I mean, out of teams that didn't win, the 2 teams out of the Sun Belt that kind of went on a little bit of run, Georgia Southern and Southern Miss. Shout out to them. It's incredible to watch them win as many games as they did in as many days. Other than that, I mean, there hasn't been. I mean, Ole Miss right now, they got 2 wins. I know they get Alabama next, but they've played well. And also, too, we kind of touched base about this the other night on the College Juice Pod. A lot of these top teams that everybody thought was going to go in and dominate, they just didn't do that, like in their conference tournament. So I'm very worried about what this tournament looks like, and honestly, I just don't see some of these teams. I think aren't as invincible as we're led on to believe. So I think March upsets last year wasn't a big thing. I think it's going to be a big thing this year, and I'm very excited to see how it all plays out within the next couple of days. Because, for example, in the MEAC, Morgan State goes down, Norfolk State goes down, South Carolina State, I think, can hang with Howard. They've done it before this year. There's a chance that if Howard doesn't get in, that we can get a team that's either 12-17, 9-22, or 9-23 going to the NCAA tournament, which is crazy to think.
Love to see that.
Yeah.
Hey, 8-23, San Jose State ended Boise State's at-large bid last night or Wednesday night. So I mean, we have seen a lot, and it's been the theme, Steve, of we're gonna talk about the bubble. It's been the theme of the last couple weeks is these middling teams in each conference, whether it's the 1-bid leagues or or the higher or the high majors where the multi-bid leagues. Maybe the separation is from the top to everybody else instead of it being tiered, because we're seeing some of those upsets in the quarters, the second round type scenarios in some of these, and seeing some interesting runs.
Yeah. Steve, any team you want to bring up?
Of course. First, I'll start with Detroit Mercy. Didn't get over the finish line in the Horizon League, but they got to the championship game. Finished the season 17-15, but last year they went 8-12, so it was a great improvement from the year before. And of course, I want to shout out our LIU Sharks for winning the NEC this year. Last year, 17-16. Turn around this year, 24-10. Impressive run, boys. Welcome to the tournament. I'll see you at the 16th spot, and we're going to beat Duke this year.
Do you guys think, just snap call, they'll avoid Dayton, right?
I hope not. I want them to play Dayton.
Because you want to see him have a shot to win?
I want to get on my flight to Vegas on Wednesday night and give my guy that's already in Vegas $100 to bet on it.
There you go.
I will say,
we still have some possibility. Like you mentioned, the MEAC. There's got to be a few. Or how many more possibilities do we have in these 1-bid leagues where you can have a team with a really bad record get in still?
Right off the rip, Idaho is there out of the Big Sky.
Did they win 19 or 20 games though? Or am I tripping? Yeah, they went finished 21-14.
They did?
Yeah.
Maybe they just had a bad conference record?
Had to have, because they were like I noticed that too, because they were like the 7th seed, right?
Yeah.
They finished 9-9 in their league. I am intrigued. I am going to be intrigued to see like if LIU is a team that gets sent to Dayton, like what the 16s will look like. We're obviously going to talk about the bubble here in a second. So
I did see they were based on like, I don't know who, one of the guys in the like the war room that's doing all the projections and like coming up with the rank, like where each team is. They had them playing Michigan. They weren't in the first 4 games.
I would assume with a record like they've got 24 and whatever that they would avoid, that they would be Dayton proof. But
I saw someone say we need to let each team that wins the conference their conference championship host the round of 64 match. He's like, I want to see some school like Missouri or Kentucky. You have to go to LIU and play in the Shark's Nest.
Could you imagine? That would be wild, bro. Ends up.
All right, so let's get into
the tank now, man.
The Shark Tank.
Right.
So, and Steve, me and Steve talked about the other day. Now that Barstool has gotten onto it, now we're the originators. We're the hipsters that can say we were on LIU before everyone else.
Don't worry, we'll move on. We'll find a new squad to roll with, to embrace. Yeah, we'll build from there.
Can I interest you fellas in the Zoomass Minutemen?
You know what? After today's win,
I don't know.
You dropped.
Yo,
you gotta remember,
the
only reason we became LIU fans is because I told y'all I hated LIU 2 years ago, and y'all were like, you know what, fuck it, that's my team now.
And so, yeah,
Yo,
I mean,
who's y'all? First of all, hold on. Who's y'all? Because it was
Steven Cheese.
It was
Steven Cheese.
Brother, I liked them back when they were like the LIU fucking Falcons.
The Blackbirds.
The fucking shark. Whatever the fuck. Oh, see, Danny, now it's about color with you. It's always about color with you.
That's what their name was. That's what they were when we played them.
Sure. We're convenient.
What they all say.
It was weird there. The logo was white, but
yeah, next year, be on the lookout. We'll have another team. And I like that early suggestion of I could get behind a cool nickname like Zoomass. So let's do it.
Hey, call me a casual, but things I learned today, UMass is coached by Frank Martin.
I love that. I
know. I'm like, why? Where? And then they got some dudes, bro. How are they 500?
First year transition into the MAC. That's why.
Yeah.
If they're in the
first year,
they're in the A10. They're a 22-win team.
Yeah, they got some guys. I mean, listen, I understand Miami doesn't guard really, but like they got some dude. Like that big dude for them went nuts today.
Frank Martin's a good coach, man. Hasn't he made a nice little run in the NCAA tournament with South?
Yeah, he made the Final Four with South Carolina in 17.
So, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
There you go, man. I'm putting it in now, boys. We're officially a Zoomass podcast.
So if we get an LIU Brooklyn, if we get an LIU UMass game, it's gonna go crazy on here.
That's the live watch
right now.
Is first floor.
It's gonna be numbers, man. Tens of 20 of people are gonna be locked in.
Yeah. Steve's gonna show up in a house suit. One side's red, one side's the teal and yellow.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's gonna have a house divided flag. It's gonna be LIU UMass.
UMass.
All right, man.
Just so random.
Let's rock these bubbles.
All right, let's get into some bubble talk. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a bubble team. You guys can volunteer, or I'll just pick someone at random. Give a defense on why they shouldn't, and then someone else can give a reason why they shouldn't get it. Joe, Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. Oh, God, I knew you were going to give me one that I didn't believe in. Okay, here is why if I'm Indiana, here is why I am telling the world I should be in. Let me pull up some good old. So the biggest issue that I will say that we're gonna get through with all of these teams, and I'm just gonna say it now, and though I'm not in my argument yet, but they're like the cases for these teams dies when you just try to break down their ending season because all of these teams suck at the end of the year. But you look at how they started and had some good wins, blowing out some high major teams. I think that early consistency was good. They don't have, if you go through, I wouldn't really say they have a terrible loss. At the time, maybe at Minnesota was a bad loss, but I think Minnesota is a okay Big Ten team. Their biggest issue for Indiana is that they've got losses by margin. Losing by 20 at Michigan State, losing by 17 at home to Iowa. Those are killer. But you got some really good wins as well. You have or losing by 30 to Purdue the other day. But you did beat Purdue at home. You beat Wisconsin at home. But losing to Northwestern twice is obviously tough. Here's where I would say for Indiana is that personally, like, it's hard for me to make their case because I don't believe in them much. But my thing would be they don't their losses are by margin. I think their biggest possibility is that they can say they don't have like a true bad loss where some other teams might. They're one of the hardest cases to make, though. I will be completely frank with you.
NC State. Does anyone want to take the Wolf back?
Yeah, I'll do this. I'm trying to hold on, come back to me, man. Because I'm trying to dig in for NC State. Sorry. I thought I had the right page up and I lost where I was at.
All right. Next one we got is Stanford. Don, you want to take that one? Or you be pass it to the next one?
I'll take Stanford and their coach cried in the press conference. I don't think they get in. 20-12 in the ACC, right? They have a loss to Seattle University. Not great. They have a loss to Notre Dame. Not great. Jesus Christ, it's not a penalty. Their big win is North Carolina at home, and you only won by 5. You barely beat a Boston College team at Boston College. I just don't see where they get in. I don't see where there's, besides North Carolina, there's no significant win for them. And I get it. It sucks because Abuka Okori is a fucking stud, and he needs to be playing in the big-time stage. They had to win a couple games in the tournament, and they lost to fucking Jeff Cable's Pittsburgh team. So they're out.
Their quad, I mean, they've got 4 losses in quad 3. That's kind of where it comes down. They've got good wins. Going on the road and winning at NC State is impressive. Beating North Carolina is a good win. But you lose at Wake Forest. You lose, I mean, beating SMU by 20, that's a good win. Beating Louisville at home. Going to Virginia Tech and getting a victory. Like we meant, but their losses are what kills them. And losing at home to UNLV, losing to Seattle, those are just, that's where you kind of that's where it becomes, and they're one of the only teams to beat St. Louis this year, another good win. However, again, their losses is probably going to be what keeps them. The craziest thing that I'm seeing is a lot of bracketology people have them buried on the bubble. I get it to a degree, but I would have them closer to being on the edge. Steve, what about, like, I don't know about you, but that's what me, but I feel like they're going to be on the wrong side.
Yeah, I mean, Cal, that they had a bad loss at the end of the season. That obviously is haunting them. and I feel bad losses near the conference tournament time is a bigger factor than early losses in the season. Yeah, it's hard for me to see a path for them to get in. It's kind of the same way I was going to approach with NC State when I accidentally closed.
Yeah, I was going to say go ahead with them.
Closed my page. So NC State ended the season on 4 straight losses. Looking through their record, it's any team that was ranked besides Clemson, they lost to. That's not it. They don't have impressive wins. The impressive win was SMU at SMU, and SMU is currently on the bubble. Probably won't make it. Probably maybe. And just lose to Virginia, lose to Duke, also lost to Stanford. That doesn't help an argument to actually a path to get in. So Will Wade, tough season, first time, but I don't think they're going to make it in this time.
You guys are nuts. I think they're safely in.
I think they're in too.
Really?
I think they're in.
Them rallying yesterday, they beat
Pitt.
Pitt.
Yeah, but they
I
struggled that first half. And they had to hold out for Pitt.
I don't know, Don. I mean, it's every time they played a team of like quality, they just didn't perform.
2-7 against ranked opponents this season.
So my biggest thing with NC State is I always
opponents average.
Your mic cut out.
I heard nothing of what you just said after 2-7 versus ranked opponents.
Versus ranked opponents, average victory, they lost by 11.5 points.
Danny, the antenna, buddy, you're just gonna shake it.
Just hold it in your mouth.
The only thing with NC State is I always get them confused with Louisville because I always think that NC State has guys that have missed like a ton of games this year and it hasn't been that way. But with Will Wade and where this conference is, and with how soft the bubble also is, I do think that they get
it. What does Joe Lunardi say?
Next one.
Joe Lunardi has them comfortably in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to be on the 8 or 9 line. Or they're probably going to be on the 9 or 10 line.
Next one we got is Cal. Who says they get in? Who says they don't?
Fucking move on. They ain't getting in.
We all in agreement?
They had a shot until yesterday.
And
then Florida State lit their hopes on fire.
Next one on the list is Auburn. After today, are they out?
They've been out this whole time. It's just because the head coach's last name is Pearl. And it's not Bruce.
All right, next one is
okay,
VCU.
We can all sit here and real quick. We can all sit here and say that they are out, we think. But what do you guys like? Should we expect them to be in Dayton?
Expect who? You talking about Auburn?
What? Auburn.
No,
what?
Man.
There's no way, right?
They would be the team that has the most loss to get into the tournament.
The thing that I keep coming back to with them. What? Okay, they beat St. John's. There you go. And it took Houston till the buzzer to beat them. And they beat NC State by 10. They won at Florida. So it's not like they have no good wins, but
they're 4 games below 500 in conference. And
they also have, they also have a bunch of bad losses.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Nah,
I don't give a fuck.
I don't think there's an argument.
I don't give a fuck about the strength of their schedule because they have to play those teams. What are you doing in the non-con? And I get it. They went to Vegas and did that shit, but like Oregon.
No, I'm agreeing.
You're winning against Oregon, null and void because they fucking stink. NC State's null and void because they're sitting on the bubble. You got shellacked by Purdue. Cool. You beat
Michigan.
Arkansas. You beat Arkansas at home, who was banged up at the time. You lost to Mississippi State. Bad loss. Ole Miss. Bad loss. Who else? They fucking barely beat Bethune Cook'em at the beginning of the year. Like, what are we talking about? This team is literally below. They're 17-16. They're not getting in.
What another SEC team, real quick? Oklahoma. If they hold on here, as we're recording this, they're up 22 on A&M.
They have to win more than just A&M.
Right, but they're okay. Danny, you were going to mention VCU next, right?
Yep, next VCU. Who says in? Who says out?
Well, it depends because they can still win their conference tournament.
Let's say if they don't.
Yeah, I would say I would have them as an at-large. They're right on. They're probably Dayton bound, but I'd put them in.
I say they're in.
I agree. I'm putting them in.
UCF, in or out?
For me, after winning yesterday, I have them in.
They shouldn't be in because they'll get blitzed by whoever they play, but they're in.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take them. Just make sure they're double-digit dogs, then I can bet on them.
There you go. And
I have them. I would probably have them as like. No, I'd have them probably as one of the last teams in. New Mexico, as long as they don't get clipped by bubble killer San Jose State tonight, then yeah, I think they should. They're going to be right up against them, but I would put them in. I would love to see them make the field.
I think the only way they do is if. Actually, no. I think it's hard for them to get in. I think they have to win the Mountain West to get in.
So they're a lively bid stealer. Real quick, Santa Clara. We all have Santa Clara in, right? Okay. Everything I keep seeing has them going to Dayton, and I even think that's egregious. But Miami of Ohio, obviously, who knows? Maybe we'll get a chance to yell about that on Sunday. But I think if they don't get in, then we're going to probably have an hour discourse about that. They're obviously one of the biggest.
Just log off, man.
It might be a Joe Florida State level rant from the boys.
I said this today to a friend. You guys might not believe me, but I said today if Miami doesn't make the field, it would be worse than Florida State getting jobbed.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Florida State getting jobbed is maybe the worst sports injustice I've seen in my life. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an FSU guy, but if Miami got left out, that would be worse than the FSU one.
A team that's ranked in the top 25 does not get in because of one loss.
Regular season.
And then their whole season's a wash. What do we do? Hey, honestly, this might roll into the conspiracy theory that I have that these super conferences are trying to destroy all the small conferences. So if they don't get in, absolutely that buys into that.
I think though, when we get to Sunday, I think they're not even going to be in Dayton. I think they're going to be like on the 10 line. Maybe because it's a day.
I want them to be put as a 12 because any team that's a 5 is going to be pissed to play this team. Because imagine like Vandy, Miami, Ohio. Like I'd be like,
that'd be great.
They're gonna lose.
That'd be the type of team that we would all sit here and think, yeah, that's the type of team that Miami could beat. Here's the thing: Miami can't guard, but dude, they got dudes who can score. They didn't shoot well today.
They outpace you.
They didn't shoot well today at all, and they still almost won. I thought personally all year for them, they lose. The best case scenario would have been losing in like February or like January, because once the winning streak got to like, they were blitzing everyone until it got to like 20, 21-0, and then you could tell that they started getting tight, and then you could tell that it was like, ah, shit, this is like, it was like,
because that's when like the national
like
media was on them.
Yeah, because every game from there pretty much turned into this instant classic barn burner. And listen, they had won a bunch of games in late stage clutch time, and they were kind of finally bound to get beat in one of them. And I've said for weeks, if they go undefeated in the regular season, no matter, they could lose by 50 in their first conference tournament game, put them in. But and especially with how bad the bubble has been, I would be more than shocked if they get left out on Sunday.
The last one was SM.
I think they're the last team in.
Yeah, they are. In my opinion, right now, they are one of them. Them and maybe like VCU are probably the two teams that are sitting at the bubble. Like, okay, no bid stealers. Like Florida State losing tonight, SMU did this. Whew. Because there really isn't another bid stealer left. There's no other bid thieves in the ACC, right? Everyone else is already getting in. There's no bid thieves in the There's no bid thieves in the Big 12 left. TCU's probably, or they're safely in. After Northwestern got beat, there's no bid thieves in the Big 10. The only like bid thieves they got to worry about are like Seton Hall, and like, that's one of them.
San Diego State.
Yeah, someone in the Mountain West. So like the Mountain West, one of the A10 teams, and then
that's VCU. That's outside of
I'm gonna tell you right now,
St. Louis and VCU.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if South Florida doesn't win the AAC will have two teams in.
You think South Florida could get an at-large?
I do.
I'd be interested to see.
You don't think so, Joe?
It'd be nice, but they're just seated so low on some of these projections.
Correct, and I get that. But they have wins over Utah State, who's in the tournament. Mm-hmm. They dominated the AAC the entire year. They don't have a bad loss in the AAC. Their worst loss of the year was them losing probably the GW at the beginning of the year by 4.
Yeah, because I would love to see them get in. I love their coach. So, like, because them, I mean, Tulsa's 25-6 too. I mean, they have no shot in at large, but I'm just saying, it's a shame that some of these teams that actually have these gaudier records can't get in. We're over here arguing over like 18-14 Oklahoma. Gone are the good old days, gentlemen. In like 2017, Miami of Ohio would be a like 6th seed on Sunday.
Yeah,
but we don't live in a real country anymore. But in all seriousness, any other bid thieves that I missed out on? Really,
I'm just kind of looking at who plays tomorrow.
So Georgetown's up 5 as we're recording, early second half on Villanova. So if they won, we'd have half the Big East left would be technically bid stealers.
UMass.
Well, I think any of
UMass and Toledo, they keep rolling along, bro. You know what I'm saying? We never,
Well, technically, all of those teams in the MAC are bid thieves now because we all think Miami, Ohio. I mean, rightfully so. Miami, Ohio is going to get an at-large.
Right.
So Auburn, Cal, Stanford, those teams. When Miami, Ohio lost today, those teams were all like, yeah, their season's over. If Auburn would have won today, I would have maybe started to hear their case, but no. Get on with your.
The only way they were getting it is they won the SEC tournament, man. There was no other way. Even if they won today, still no. Bruce can go scream on the top of the mountaintop about how they should get in. Yeah, go play in traffic, Bruce.
Do you guys have any other gaudy predictions for the weekend?
I got UAB winning the AAC.
What's up, Danny?
I was going to say if we got time after we do our next segment, I do have a list of hot takes from people. We can judge if we like them or not. But let's get into the next segment here. I know Steve has to go. So here is I'm going to give you guys Andy Katz. This was from a couple days ago when he put out his bracket predictions. I'll give you every team on the 1 through 8 line, and you guys got to tell me on that seed who is the most dangerous and who is the least. So we're going to start here with the 1 seed: Duke, Florida, Michigan, Arizona. Who is the most dangerous? Who is the least dangerous?
I mean, the least dangerous is easily Arizona. Just because we've seen what Tommy Lloyd does in an NCAA tournament game, it's not great. I would say the most would be probably Michigan right now.
Least dangerous Arizona. I can't believe I'm about to do this. Most dangerous Florida.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I agree with
you just chomped. I didn't even see it.
I did.
I'm gonna agree with you guys about Arizona, but despite today's game against Florida State, I'm rolling with Duke simply because this was like the toughest game Duke was gonna have.
Easily.
So they got past that game. They survived by a bad decision, but that's the type of game that Duke needs to have to really lock in and go into this tournament.
We'll rapid fire these obviously, but these are 2 really quick things. Don, the reason I did the chomp is because I actually did the chomp is because I gave out 8 or 9 to 1 to my best friend. I told him, I said, hey, go bet this for Florida to win it all 2 weeks ago. And me and him have been kind of rocking it. And he's been rolling betting Florida every game for a month. And the other thing about Duke,
tell him to do.
I want us to try to let's pocket this and remember it for Sunday for when the bracket comes out and we see who they have to play. I'm not worried in certain matchups with them not having Foster and Ngangba, I believe that's how you say it. But it was 2.5 on 5 today. Now again, Florida State is probably the best team they're going to play the rest of the ACC tournament, and we'll have to map out who they'd have to play for that to become a real issue. I think the center will come back. I don't think Foster will, but just want to table that for us, and then live when we see the brackets released Sunday. That's something that we can talk about more. Otherwise, I'd be with you. I think Duke's the best team, but that was a bit of you only have 2 options that you really trust to score right now with this version of the team.
Can we so I just had something that popped up on my screen. Do you know that Donovan Dent just recorded the first ever triple-double in the Big Ten tournament?
Oh, wow.
Ever?
Wow.
Ever?
That's wild. When did he turn into crazy. Steve Nash?
He was like this last year in New Mexico, and then he became like this again in January.
But he at New Mexico, I loved him at New Mexico, and I know this year he's been very, very weird. He was never this monstrous assist guy at New Mexico, though, right?
Well,
he was more of a big-time scorer.
He also didn't have the talent at New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don's always been high on Donovan Dent, man.
I loved him too. I was wanting Illinois to go after him in the portal, but it's been a weird year for him. He's been playing really well lately, though.
All right, Danny, who's the 2?
All right, with the 2s, we have Michigan State, Houston, UConn, and Illinois.
As a 2? Illinois.
That's what Andy
2?
Katz has as the 2 seeds right now. As of March 10th, Andy Katz has Illinois as the 2 seed.
I think if we win tomorrow, we'll be a 2 seed. We're metrics merchants, bro. We're either going to be the last 2 or the first 3.
Well, hey Don, who'd you pick for your Big Ten championship? Who'd you bet on?
Illinois fighting Illini.
And I did too, man.
What'd y'all get him at?
425.
Okay.
So for the NCAA tournament, my most dangerous 2 would be UConn, and my least dangerous would be Michigan State, because hot take, think that if they get a tough 7-10 matchup as the 2, they could potentially get upset in the first weekend.
They would be getting, according to Katz, they'd be getting Nova or Miami, Ohio in the second round.
Fill me in like a bread of butter.
Yeah, I agree with you about Michigan State. Least dangerous, most dangerous. Ugh. After I saw what Houston did today, and God, okay, I guess UConn. I hate Hurley, but
I hate him too. But out of the 2s, they're the best by far.
Right, like it. And maybe losing to the Golden Eagles was what UConn needed. I mean, they haven't been consistent enough all year, so maybe
it's what they need to win the Big East. It's not what they need to win the national championship, because that won't happen this year.
I have a scorching take.
About UConn?
No, UConn. UConn's my most dangerous. My least dangerous is Houston. I don't know, man. They scream not it to me.
This is the thing about Houston, and I say this. I've said this on I think College Juice as well. Houston will go as far as the refs whistle for the way they play defense.
Yeah. The thing is, they're not as good defensively as other years.
If the ref lets them play, right? Let's Houston play. Houston's a problem. But if the ref is calling every ticky-tack foul and kind of like messing the game up, the flow of the game, then yes, Houston gets thrown off. But it all depends on who's reffing the game, in my opinion, for Houston.
That's fair.
Because, I mean, now this is one of the weaker defensive, was ironically one of the weaker defensive teams they've had. But,
yeah.
But still, the style of defense Kelvin Sampson coaches is aggressive. And I like that style. We always complain about basketball players being soft, and literally we have guys who play tougher defense and they get fouls just called on them all the time. You know what I mean? So which way do we want to have it, man? Like you want basketball players to ball out and like let them play and play defense and everything else, or are you going to call it a little foul? So
I'm with you.
Yeah. I get it though. If they get the wrong ref, yeah, absolutely, Joe. Absolutely.
My stock for them got lit on fire when they gagged it at Hilton about 4 weeks ago. I was like, oh, that was alarming. But we'll see.
All right. Number out of the 3 line, we have Iowa State, Nebraska, Purdue, and Bama.
Bama is the dangerous. Nebraska is the weakest.
Nebraska, you will win a game in the tournament this year, but I agree you are the weakest. And then
will they win a game?
Yeah, I'd be shocked.
Oh, get ready to get shocked, brother.
Who would they
projected UC Irvine right now?
UC who?
They'd get UC Irvine.
UC Irvine by 1 million.
Irvine.
It'll be a very
I just can't believe in them, man. But how do you guys feel about Purdue being considered the weak? Because like Purdue hasn't. What has Purdue done that makes you impressed? Just
listen. They have done.
I think it's just the amount of seniors.
Nebraska's been the biggest fraud team all year. It's coming.
The thing is they're going to get a draw that'll give them a lucky ride to the second weekend, and then they'll get sent to Mars by like UConn in the Sweet 16.
Bro, if they have to play
Nebraska
like
or Purdue?
Purdue.
Nebraska. Oh,
I was saying that about Purdue.
Okay.
Purdue. So Nebraska could get like a 6 seed of like North Carolina or BYU. They'd fucking run them out the gym.
You would, because ain't nobody on that team guarding.
According to Cats right now, Purdue would play either North Carolina or the winner of Texas versus VCU for the 11th, and then they would get either UConn or the winner of Kentucky UCF.
Them and BYU would be a very interesting matchup. I think. Oh God, I don't want to say Bama, but when you have guards like that, Don's right.
Yeah,
Bama is the right. Bama's the right.
Compared to the 4 teams that's there, it's Bama.
Yeah,
Bama's the right answer.
It goes Bama, Iowa State, Purdue, and then Nebraska.
Yeah. Next one we got is the 4 seed here. We have Texas Tech, Virginia, and Gonzaga.
Sorry, you're going to have to replay that. I'm currently turning off fucking North Carolina basketball. I'm sick of them already.
He said Texas Tech, Gonzaga.
Texas Tech, Virginia, Kansas, and Zaga.
Kansas is the strongest. I low-key think Gonzaga is the weakest.
Weaker than
I'm with you on Kansas. I think Virginia is the weakest.
Yeah, because they got DeRitter, who he can easily get them to the second weekend alone. I think if they get
do have some.
If they get a favorable side out of the 4-5, they can. Like if they can avoid Tennessee, Arkansas, or any of that, I think they get to the next weekend.
Virginia is 4 seed that plays. Virginia does have this will make sense because you guys are all sports coded brain like I am, so this will make sense. Virginia will get 13 seed, 12 seed, hit by a train, but aka the 1 seed in the Sweet 16. Like Michigan dusts them by 25.
They could beat like a Hofstra as a 13, and then they would probably if they're on the same side as Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's going to lose in the first round to a team like High Point. So them getting High Point in the second round, and beating them wouldn't surprise me either.
Or like McNeese.
Right now,
shout out to them.
Virginia's projected Northern Iowa, and then the next round they would get either St. John's or High Point.
Shout out to McNeese, by the way. What they did to Stephen F. Austin the other night. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was barbaric, bro. But yeah, Gonzaga, man. I
don't really hate on Virginia like that. I don't think they're the weakest.
I think Don's right with Gonzaga. I like that too.
Virginia's
got guys that can score. I don't trust Gonzaga. I don't trust Virginia as far as I can throw them against like the top teams, but against everyone else in their weight class, I do think they have some intangibles.
Yeah, speaking of Virginia, how is and I want to bring up John Shire now because this is correlating now. How is he the ACC Coach of the Year, but Ryan Odom is not? After the turnaround that UVA had from last year to this year, compared to John Shire, who had the number 1 recruiting class, was already preseason number 1, and you win coach of the year when what you did everything that people already predicted you to do. You didn't surprise anybody. Like why? How does it even happen? Like he'll qualify for other postseason awards. But really, we're gonna give it to Duke. You might as well give it to Coach K or wow, sorry, Don, I forgot the name of your legendary coach.
Which one? Because you've had multiple.
I did that.
Yeah,
it was a setup. It was a
say.
setup for the UNC boys. The guy before Hubie.
Fucking Roy Will.
Yeah. I was slipping up there. I was like
We went
Roy,
championships around
and
there.
I just like I couldn't remember shit. So yeah, it's like giving it between Coach K and Roy. Like when they were coaching, it's like, oh, okay, well they're the best team in the ACC this year. Let's just give it to Roy. Oh, Coach K, let's give it to him. Like, what are we doing with John Shire? And that's why I was asking you, Joe, when you brought him up. Like, who's saying he can't coach? And I know Don has already established that he does coach them out of games. I just don't think I'm not going to put him in the can't coach category.
Yeah.
No, I think he's a great coach.
Also, don't forget, he also didn't win Coach of the Year last year. It was Pat Kelsey at Louisville.
I mean, I'm not mad at that.
No, that's the
like,
right call.
I'm not mad
Louisville
at
back
that.
from the depths.
But like, it's maybe I look at the award differently. I look at like what they've done, what they came from, what they've done this year, especially if they weren't expected to do what they did. So,
I mean, you look at it with the mid-major aspect of it, because I guarantee you couldn't even name the last, besides Pat Kelsey and John Shire the last 2 years. I guarantee you couldn't get any of the 5 that have won the ACC Coach of the Year the last 5 years.
I absolutely haven't. I can't tell you because I don't have a memory like you, Don, who remembers what they were doing in 1986.
So this one, hold on. First of all, stop yourself. Coach of the Year, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm looking it up currently as we speak. I could have gave you 1, maybe 2. Definitely not the 5.
Well, it's current news now, and it just came out, and that's why it's on the front of my mind. And then Joe talking about people saying John Shire can't coach, and I was like,
yeah, I know Don is that way. And I know he
proved me right last year in the Final Four against Houston.
I think I watching today where I was like, FSU is legitimately good, and he literally has 2.5 guys on the floor that can play. And every trip down, one of the 2 legitimate guys that can score are getting a high level look. It's just like, Jesus, they're just really well coached. So,
which is fucking crazy because you're saying 2.5 guys that can do that. Caden Boozer, 5-star. Malik Brown, former stud at Syracuse. Dame Sarr, freshman, was very highly recruited as a 5-star. Keem Eden from Harvard Westlake and out in California, 5-star, played big minutes for them tonight. Like they had guys that filled the void. So I don't take that with a grain of salt at all.
That's fair. All
right.
Where were we at? Were we at the
next one we
5
got
seeds?
here? We are on the 5 now. Arkansas, St. John's, Vandy, and Wisconsin.
Arkansas is dangerous. Vandy is the weakest.
I agree with him on that.
It goes Arkansas, Wisconsin, St. John's, Vandy.
I really want to say Wisconsin's the most dangerous, but I'm going to agree with y'all to say Arkansas. For some reason, Greg Gard's teams in the actual NCAA tournament always just die.
Did they have a freshman that won not only freshman of the year but player of the year in their conference?
I'm agreeing with you guys on Arkansas. Acuff is amazing.
Is Darius Acuff the best point guard, freshman point guard that John Calipari's ever had? Might call
him. He's really good. And I would say the weakest is St. John's.
I think Vandy's weaker than them.
I at least know with Vandy you have a guard that's high level. With St. John's, all of your guards are doo-doo butt.
Six, please.
We have Tennessee, Louisville, North Carolina, and BYU.
Tennessee, Louisville, North Carolina, BYU.
Yep.
All right, let me start off by saying this.
Okay.
If Mikael Brown Jr. is not playing, it's Louisville is the weakest. If Mikael Brown Jr. is playing, it is North Carolina.
I was going to say, is it you guys because Caleb's out?
Yeah.
I think so too.
And then strongest, I would make an argument about, again, if Richie Saunders was healthy, I'd say BYU, but I'll go with Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't love it, but I think you're right.
I also think Tennessee might be higher than the 6th seed. But Andy Katz is also dumb. So, next.
I agree with Don. Let's move on to the next group.
Shout out Andy Katz.
7. We got Villanova, St. Mary's, Kentucky, and Miami, Florida.
Kentucky is the strongest. I would probably say Villanova is the weakest.
What was it? Tennis? You said Villanova,
St. Mary's, Miami,
Florida,
and yep.
Oh, jeez.
And then who was the fourth, Don or Danny?
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah. I would say St. Mary's is the weakest, and Miami, the Kings are the strongest. Personally. This is the one that's got like the widest variety of answers.
Oh shit, Steve. Kansas State has found their new head coach.
Who?
Casey Alexander from Belmont.
But all the Kansas State Reddit boards were telling me it was going to be Brad Underwood.
I mean, I don't hate it. We'll have to wait and see, man. I'm done judging off of snap judgment, so I'm gonna roll and let them prove it to me in the first year. Good place to coach at. Great place to coach at. So we'll see. They'll fire you if you call out the players, apparently, though.
Like Jerome.
Like the thing about it is he needed to get fired. Like no one's like, "Oh, why'd you fire him?" But it's like you don't want to pay him because he said the guys don't deserve to have the name on the back of the jerseys. Oh, for
he
cause
tried to light a spark.
Yeah, like oh, okay. Speaking detriment, I mean, to the school, just awful. But move on.
All right, last one we got the 8 line. We have Georgia, Utah State, Clemson, and UCLA.
Georgia, Utah State, Clemson, UCLA.
I think the weakest is Georgia.
I'd say UCLA is probably the strongest.
Yeah, UCLA. I thought Mick Cronin was out the door. He proved me wrong. I thought he was like, maybe he's got the most unique motivation style I've seen with coaches right now. But yeah, I agree with you, man. The way UCLA is coming in, I roll with them as the strongest, most dangerous.
I don't want to talk about UCLA because it gives me PTSD because Illinois was going to be the team that ended the Mick Cronin era, and they gagged a 23-point lead on the road. So UCLA, if you guys have any success from here on out, you're welcome. That we sacrificed and resurrected the Mick Cronin era. I was like, I remember going into that game. I was like, I'll just take a win, but we could kill them because they're ready to quit. And then Illinois.
Did Illinois lose at home on that one?
No, it was at UC. That was their West Coast swing.
Yeah,
don't. They went to USC and won by 1 million, and then they blew the UCLA game.
Usually on those West Coast trips, you're gonna split. Going 500 on that trip, that's all right.
I agree. It's just the way it happened. Like they proceeded to go on then a 20-0 run and be up 23 and then die. And it was just like, guys.
Yeah, basketball's a game of runs. Guys just didn't stop it. That's pretty much. Just let it happen.
Yes. But no, UCLA. If you like, they got the guys that they would be like, if they gave a 1 seed fits. Real quick, Danny, who's the 9s? Because I'm just thinking 8s, 9s. Like, do any of these guys have a chance to knock a 1 off?
The 9 are Ohio State, Iowa, TCU, and Texas A&M.
I think Ohio State and Iowa could, because I think they can both. Iowa's can really mess with you with the pace, and Ohio State can score. Thornton's a dog.
I'm not sure about Iowa this year. Texas A&M this year, no. It's none of those teams. I don't think
Can I say none of the above?
Yeah, that's fair too.
Yeah.
Shout out to TCU.
Sure.
Shout out to my guy Brock.
Bar the number one team catching an injury to somebody who's a key piece, then none of these guys are going to.
Yeah, I expect all 4 ones to be in the second weekend again. Real quick, before we get out of here, as of recording, Oklahoma's up 15. Don's favorite team is down by like 14, and Villanova's down 10. So 3 upsets are on the verge, as the late slate of Thursday night conference championship week is weird. So
I hope
we have
meteor hits that Oklahoma Texas A&M game.
It already has, because Oklahoma's up by double digits.
Just end the game, man.
Joe, do you want me to shout out these couple hot takes I found real quick? And we can do buy or sell. All right. Buy or sell. Florida guard disappoint, and Florida is out in the second round.
Oh, that'd be.
I'm
take something.
Nope, I'm selling that.
I'm gonna sell it because it could happen in the. If you told me it was the Sweet 16, I would buy it. But the second round, we just went through it. That would be something.
What if it's UCLA though? What if UCLA just happens to go down to an 8 seed? I would have to back my guy Donovan then.
You would definitely feel like he could be the best guard in the game.
I would say sell. I would say sell until I see what the bracket looks like.
I will say this: Florida. If Florida does not make the Final Four, it's going to be because of this headline. Fland and Lee combined for 4 of 26 shooting in loss in Sweet 16 game. Like, that's why they're going to lose. If those guys are average, they absolutely can go back to back.
Okay. Next one is Acuff goes on a Carson Edwards type run.
I'd buy it. He absolutely can. He's electric.
I think there's a chance that they're a dark horse team to make the Final Four.
I'll buy.
Okay.
3 buys.
TCU makes a run to the Sweet 16.
Out. Don't even talk to me. Sell.
Sell.
You can't buy into a team that lost to fucking New Orleans. Out.
I was gonna say they're on the side of Michigan.
Who would carry them? Who would carry them to that point? Like, I don't.
My guy.
Do they have a dog I don't know about that could carry them to do that?
Hey, my guy Brock carried them to get some pretty damn good wins in early in the year, but no, that'd be tough. They are the weirdest team in the country this year. They are the Jekyllest Jekyll and the Hydest Hyde, but them going to the second weekend would be stunning. Can they? I mean, I guess, but you're right. Like, they don't have. They would need Harding. They would need, and I'm not just saying this because he's my dude. They would need Brock to do what he did against Wisconsin and Florida early in the year when they went on that run in the Bahamas or whatever it was in Thanksgiving week. Like, because he went nuts. He lit Florida and Wisconsin up, but he hasn't been playing to that level. They've had other guys like chip in, and Punch has been pretty good for them, but they don't have a guy that can kind of take over like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Duke, Michigan, and Arizona all missed the Final Four.
Sell. Only one of those teams missed, and it's going to be Arizona.
All would be shocking, so sell.
Yeah, that's just not realistic.
It'd be cool.
Like you gotta have a freak injury, like for some shit like that to happen.
If it was 2 of the 3 miss, would you buy it or sell it still?
I would still
Duke,
sell it.
Michigan,
In Arizona.
Or Arizona, 2 of those 3 miss.
I'd buy that. I could buy that. I could buy it. I would have to wait. I would actually have to see what the bracket looked like to be able to feel good about it.
We can circle back to these when the brackets come out.
Yeah, I could buy that. Because Arizona, I'm very iffy on as a Final Four team. And if Foster and Ngangba don't come back at all, then I could see Duke getting clipped.
Yeah, I mean, this is where it comes into what I was talking about earlier, and then it does kind of support Don's claim about John Shire. If those guys don't come back, I have to look at coach matchups because Duke becomes a like you said a certain kind of above average team, not a excellent amazing team if they're full healthy. So I guess I can buy that if 2 out of 3, and Duke would be the other team that I would put up with Arizona because I don't see a world where Michigan's not getting to the Final Four.
And I found a last one in the comments here. Louisville and Nebraska both get bounced in the first round.
Louisville and Nebraska.
I'll buy that. Depending on
right now, they are projected. Nebraska's projected to play UC Irvine, and Louisville is projected to play Mizzou.
I could absolutely see Louisville.
Never mind. I don't know about Missouri. Nope, never mind. I take it back.
So let me ask the other teams that are projected on the 11 line that would have to play Louisville. It's Santa Clara, either Texas or VCU, or either SMU or Indiana. As of now, would you buy any of those?
I don't see Texas beating them.
Santa Clara,
we're not consistent, and we rely on Dylan too much. VCU could do it. I like their coach. Maybe there's some questions about their depth a little bit, but I think VCU would give them problems. But yeah, if they get Texas, even as a Texas fan, I can't back my boys against Louisville because I just don't believe in this team this year.
There you go. And that was the last one. I definitely want to circle back to some of those when we get the bracket.
When we get a bracket Sunday.
But agreed. That's all I had. Joe, take us home.
Gentlemen, proud. Very, very much thanks to everyone hanging out with us today. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the show. Danny, Don, Steve, shout out to y'all for hanging out. We will be back on Sunday for the tournament bracket release show. Cannot wait. We will be live probably 15 or so minutes after the Big Ten tournament final, maybe 20 minutes, depending on who's playing in it, who's not playing in it, my excitement levels. I'm hoping a couple friends over here, hoping their bets cash this weekend. That'd be for sure. I think we can all agree the show would be much more entertaining if we come in here if Illinois just plays on Sunday. Any result, I'll be emotionally distressed in some way, shape, or form.
Get ready to see drunk Joe.
I did when they won the Big Ten tournament in 21. I did a video saying how drinking a 12-pack of Michelob Ultra, saying we were drinking instead of smoking, we were drinking the Big Ten pack. It's a great little gimmick I did. But anywho, we'll see. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Can't wait. Selection Sunday show. We'll be reacting to it live. Golden Ticket show later tonight on Friday night as well to get you set up for Saturday and Sunday. So make sure to join us for those. For everybody, thank you again. We'll see you guys next time. We are out. Peace.